Chapter 3: Unseen Power. In the room stood a teenager. Not just any teen, but one radiating a confidence that seemed almost tangible. His posture, even before any action was taken, suggested a control over his own body and power few could claim. His physique alone, towering and bulky at 5'11", honed and disciplined, hinted at capabilities far beyond those of ordinary vampires. Even among his peers, he would make others second-guess a fight. But the two men he had just disciplined were no ordinary peers. Both were vampire nobles, elite graduates of the Vampire Academy, a full tier above him in experience, evolution, and status. Or at least, that's how they saw him. Barely 16, they outnumbered him, yes, and even if his strength rivaled theirs for a fleeting moment, in reality, he was still just a highly trained but untested anomaly. To them, he looked like a very tame, average vampire, the kind that might survive a brawl with other mortals, but never against someone of their caliber. And yet, Vaughn faced them squarely, his eyes a sharp, unflinching red. The two nobles, young in their 20s, freshly graduated but seasoned in combat, stood bruised and confused, hands wobbly, muscles about to give in. They had experience, sure, but they couldn't believe they were having such a hard time with this cocky brat. They had survived the academy, mastered their bodies, learned their powers, and now they had a mission: capture this reckless child. "Stand back, Ross. I'll handle the kid," said the shorter one, cracking his knuckles as he stepped forward. His narrowed eyes glimmered with an unsettling mix of anger and menace. "You look strong and you've got a big mouth, brat. Let's see you back it up with your fist when we go all out." He lunged. His punch cut the air like a blade, aimed directly for Vaughn's face. But Vaughn didn't flinch. He ducked with fluid precision. The man's leg swept forward, a desperate attempt to unbalance him. But Vaughn was already elsewhere. He flipped back, landing lightly, his movement smooth, almost elegant, almost arrogant.
"Compared to Dad, these guys are a joke,"
Vaughn thought with a faint smile.
"If this keeps up, I won't even break a sweat."
"I gotta hand it to you, kid," the shorter vampire said, a spark of grudging respect in his voice. "You're quick, quicker than I expected for someone your size." Vaughn's face stayed flat, unmoved by the compliment. "What's your name?" he asked calmly, eyes unblinking. "What?" "I said, what's your name?" Vaughn repeated. The question deliberate, measured, yet carrying an unspoken challenge. The vampire smirked, mistaking curiosity for fear. "Roy Beerfang, vampire noble of the Firefang clan." "Roy, huh?" Vaughn tilted his head slightly, eyes narrowing ever so faintly. "Well, don't take this the wrong way, but if that's all you've got, you're not beating me." Roy's face twisted into fury.
"What did you just say?"
He exploded forward, charging with every ounce of strength he possessed.
"You cocky little... I'll tear you to pieces."
Vaughn stepped back lightly, almost taunting, letting his grin grow. Roy's punch landed with earth-shaking force, sending a shockwave through the room. The wall behind Vaughn cracked as he slammed into it, leaving dust and shards scattering. Even a house this dilapidated held its own against such violence. "Roy!" Ross shouted, panic in his tone. "We're not supposed to kill him, remember?" Yeah, Roy waved off, brushing the concern aside. "Got carried away. The kid had it coming. Talk trash like that, you get smashed." Ross sighed, the tension not leaving his face. "Just get him so we can go. We can't keep the leader waiting." Roy moved again, fists ready, but a calm voice emerged from the dust. "You suddenly got a boost in your stats. Tell me, is that the ability of your clan? Speed and precision?" Vaughn stood, brushing the dust from his clothes as if nothing had happened. Not a single mark or bruise marred his form.
Hey, kid.
Ross yelled, incredulous. How are you even standing? That punch should have crushed you. Vaughn glanced at the two, eyes glowing red with a predatory gleam. Name's Vaughn. And as for how I'm still standing, let me show you. In a blur of motion, Vaughn vanished. Both Roy and Ross were thrown violently, crashing into the walls, groaning in pain, clutching their stomachs as the room reverberated with their impact. Y'all are weak, Vaughn said casually, standing over them. Even together, I knew from your scent you didn't have it. But I wanted to see just how long you'd last. Gotta say, I'm disappointed. But how? Roy thought, lying on the floor, blood pooling in his mouth. How is this even possible? This kid, he's unreal. Ross and Roy, though fresh graduates, were not weak. Their elite training emphasized speed, precision, and reflexes. And yet, in mere moments, Vaughn had dispatched them with effortless brutality. They weren't just being beaten, they were being humiliated. There's only one explanation. He isn't a normal vampire. Hell, he isn't even a vampire noble. He's a knight. Roy's eyes widened in horror, realizing their probable fate. Vaughn crouched by Roy, who had resigned himself to death. Now I could either tie you up for my dad to deal with, or... Wait, you can't kill us. It's against vampire rules, Roy groaned, panic breaking through. Vaughn blinked. Rules? He means, from your appearance, you're an Iron Kong, right? Part of the vampire society. Killing your own is forbidden, Ross explained. Vaughn's eyes lit up with excitement. Oh, so you are from that place. I knew I was right. His grin widened, sharp, thrilling. So, are there strong guys there? Ross coughed, hesitating. If he's a runaway, he should already know the state of the place he left, unless there's something the leader hasn't told us. That's putting it mildly, Ross admitted, smiling faintly, hoping to pique Vaughn's interest. We may be nobles, but rookies. You're strong, very strong. And back home, a whole lot of vampires would match you. Or beat you, too. Vaughn's grin turned sly. He folded his arms, chest puffed with pride. If I leave you two here for Dad, you won't make it back. And if you don't go back, I don't get to visit that place and test myself. He smirked, the room humming with his energy. So I've decided I'll go with you, as your captive. That way I infiltrate your base, and you two still look good for bringing me in. Win-win. Ross raised an eyebrow. This kid's insane, he muttered, pulling a small cube from his coat. He dropped it to the floor. A portal opened, shimmering like liquid silver. Ross, Roy, and Vaughn stepped through. You know, there's a good chance you'll get killed as soon as you arrive, Roy warned, limping toward the portal. Our leader sent for you directly. After all, Vaughn just smirked. Don't worry about me. After all, my old man will be coming to get me soon. They vanished into the portal, swallowed by a blinding light, back in the present. Barek's eyes snapped open again. He had just seen exactly what went down in his absence, and how his son had handled it. He took a deep, ragged breath, muscles coiling with a surge of anticipation and rage.
Are you fucking kidding me right now, Vaughn?
His voice thundered across the forest, birds scattered violently from the treetops, wings slashing through the cold night air. In a distant village nearby, "It's him again!" an old man screamed, leaping from his bed. And just like that, the townsfolk scrambled to lock doors, shutters rattling, the echo of chaos rippling through the quiet night.
Baby,